Now entering the atmosphere of Planet Zero. Scanning for signals. Incoming broadcast. Shift destination. CSS Page Turner. Begin transmission.
Welcome, all you splendid, studious spectators out there, for another thrill-seeking episode of Political Talks on Planet Zero. My name is Eric von Strusenhauser, and tonight is my very special guest, Dr. Christian Wimbledon Theodore Rice-Roy. Now, Dr. Rice, can I call you that, if that's okay? Do you believe that the rock monsters on Zeta Gamma 12 are justified in raising their tariffs on imports, or do you think the tentacle mutants on Smegma 9 should pull through on their embargo threat?
I think we're gonna have to. I think we're gonna have to cut
All right.
real quick because we have you're in the wrong. There's no politics here.
Excuse me. What are you trying to say, Dr. Rice?
I think you're on the wrong plane of exist.
What do you? This is political talks on
No,
Planet Zero.
no. What describe Planet Zero to me in
Planet
your
Zero?
universe? Yeah.
In this universe.
What are you familiar with? Planet
It's
Zero?
a desolate planet where we can talk whatever we want because we don't have any galactic republic looking down on us.
Is there a train?
Is there a train? Yes, there is a train.
No, there's no politics here.
Oh, excuse me.
I don't know.
I think I forgot to turn on my anti-parallel universe when we came into orbit.
Yeah, I think you're synced up to the wrong thing. There, hey, Eric,
Hey, whoa,
where
that
you
was
been?
where? Well, that was weird.
Where you been? Where's that consciousness been? You got to stop fiddling with that thing.
I think it
that we
was
found.
I think I was reading Garfield strips, comic strips.
In the other universe.
Well, that's the last thing I remembered. But anyway,
I was reading the other version of you from a parallel universe was reading Garfield before he came here and said what he said to me. He put a Vaughn in his name.
Oh, that guy?
That guy. Is he a big Garfield guy?
No.
All right, I'm lost on how that thing works. We gotta take that back to the Galactic Pawn Shop we got it from.
Okay.
I don't trust it.
Yeah, and then we can buy more comics.
Yeah, that's true.
Welcome
Hey guys.
to another episode of Planet Zero, a book club from Planet Zero.
Welcome to the table. Welcome to the book club. If you're reading along, I don't know how. We are doing a very bad job of giving you guidelines on how to do that. We'll do better at that.
This is my
Because today we're going to talk about some One Piece
yeah.
and we're gonna pick back up on Fourth World.
Yeah, welcome back to this is my special guest, Christian.
I'm not a guest. I've been here since episode 0.
He's a big One Piece guy and a Fourth World guy.
Those are both true, but I've been here for the last 8 episodes, Derek. Don't introduce me like I'm new. Don't.
Okay.
Stop. I've been here, man. I'm on Thriller Bark. That's 50. I've actually surpassed Thriller Bark.
You read a lot about you read a lot of One Piece right now. Do you want to save it to the end and talk about these other comics, or do you want to get them all out, all that One Piece shit out right now?
Don't talk. Don't call it shit. It's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
It's storytelling.
It is good. You did read the best.
Tear up.
You're reading peak One Piece right now. This is, to me, in my opinion. Other people might say something else, but this is good One Piece.
We also both saw Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Oh, Volume 3. Oh, yes. The newest movie in the DCEU, of course.
We can talk about that with no spoilers, and then maybe at the next episode we can talk about it with spoilers.
Yes.
Just to give people a chance.
Yeah, give you a little, breathing room to watch it, because it's still out right now, I think, by the time we're recording this.
It's out now, and it should be out still, because it just came out.
Dude, can you believe freaking James Gunn?
What about him?
All his religious allegories in the movies?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, okay.
It just made me cry like 3 times.
Yeah, I counted.
Yeah, it was weird of you. I kept looking to see if anyone was noticing the tears stream down my face, and you were staring directly at me like 70% of the time.
Dude, when am I ever going to see you cry? I can never see you cry unless we're watching James Gunn movies.
That is true. James Gunn movies are the only thing that really can affect me in that way.
Yeah, when we were watching Scooby-Doo live action.
Dude, I cried during both of those movies. You're absolutely right. Those are sad movies.
Since we're on the topic about it, do you want to talk about the movie real quick?
Um,
Non-spoiler.
What else are we going to talk about potentially? We should
Potentially?
get everything that we
Oh,
might talk about
well-
out of the way.
I also, we're going to talk about Fourth World, our last book in Fourth World. We got to wrap that up.
The Forever People,
I just finished reading Mr. Miracle, the next,
the follow-up from
yeah,
the Jack Kirby series
the couple years after he was finished with it. This is the continuation.
by
And
Stephen Englehart.
I'm going to let Christian borrow it. Going to give him just a few thoughts about it real quick. Just let you all know what I'm thinking about Mr. Miracle and all that. And maybe if we have time, Superwoman.
And also, I might talk a little bit about
Superwoman, Girl of Tomorrow.
Woman of Tomorrow. I also might talk about Justice League International with you. And maybe because you have that omnibus.
I do.
So I wouldn't have to let you borrow anything. I just have to be like, dude, start reading this because it's hilarious.
Wow, so
It's
forceful.
really good. I mean, look, man, take it at your own pace. But now that we have everything I laid out on the table, where would you like to start?
Well, I'm going to hand you Mr. Miracle.
Okay.
This book, I want to let you know, Mr. Miracle has always been a good character to me. But this is the I think I really like Mr. Miracle now. This
Sells you on him?
This really, like, the other books are fun and all that. But he went up a lot in boy points for me.
Boy points?
Yeah, this
Okay.
man. What Jack Kirby laid out the foundation. Steve Englehart, the next writer, he really laid down character arcs for Mr. Miracle because it really dives into who he is as a character. Because he's like multiple things.
Yeah.
He's a new god. He's a prince. He's a escape artist. A superhero. A man who has to pay his own mortgage too. You forget about that.
husband.
He's a husband. He has to look after a little old dude.
He doesn't have to look after Oberyn.
Yes, he does.
No, he doesn't.
All right. So yeah,
If anything, Oberyn's life would be better without Scott in it. Scott fucks with him a lot.
he definitely would have like less heart attacks.
He would have way less stress in his life if Scott was not in his life.
So yeah, that's all I got. If you're a Mr. Miracle fan, try to look out for the Steve Englehart issues. Because this really takes
Gerber.
really takes a look at the character really well.
That's
and Steve
dope.
Gerber.
I was peeking at it, and it starts with Brave and the Bold by Batman, and they go on some
Those are fine. It's when they get back to the Mr. Miracle.
but I like took a peek because I was like, God, how long is this Brave and the Bold thing gonna go on? And it's like
3 issues.
It's like 64 pages, yeah. And I'm like, oh,
But
okay.
it's fine. It's you see Batman.
I'm almost through it. I'm pretty much almost through it from what I read at your place the other day. But like, I'm excited for it because I love Mr. Miracle, and he's in Justice League International. And he's a lot of fun there too because he's just kind of he's like I'm only like 4 or 5 issues deep, so he's not like super predominant. But the moments with him are fun. Like when he first shows up to the headquarters of the Justice League via boom tube with Oberyn,
Oberyn.
and he's like, "I'm here to join the Justice League."
Why is
And-
Oberyn at the Justice League Tower?
Because Scott's like, I don't know about joining the Justice League, and then Oberyn's like, nah, Scott, it's gonna be great for the show. Like, imagine putting Justice League member on the billboard. The ticket sales will go wild. And then
Scott, the ticket sales, Scott.
yeah, pretty much. And then Scott's like, I guess so, Oberyn.
He's just doing it for the clout.
I guess so, man. I don't know.
All right, I guess you're my manager. I think I let you.
He introduced. He's like, "Hi, I'm Mr. Miracle. I was invited to join the Justice League." And the Oberyn's like, "And I'm his manager."
That's so funny. They don't need him.
They don't need him, but he
actually, no,
chokes out. He chokes it because fucking Guy Gardner's being a prick, and
He
Oberyn
beat-
puts him in a little headlock.
Oh, I thought he was gonna be mean to Oberyn.
He was.
Yeah, but
That's
good
why
thing-
Oberyn put him in a headlock.
Nice.
It was
Dude,
awesome.
a trained Green Lantern is able to get a guy in it, get him. No,
Oberyn's
Oberyn-
able to get a trained Green Lantern in a headlock.
Thank you,
You
yeah.
know what? Saying a trained Green Lantern is a stretch for Guy Gardner.
Really?
But we'll take it.
Okay, I can't wait to read it.
I
Honestly,
hate Guy Gardner. This book makes me hate Guy Gardner.
For those who don't know, Justice League International is a book about Justice League members that aren't who you typically think of when you think Justice League.
It's a post-crisis event Justice League team formed by Batman to try and like revitalize the team because they're necessary. It takes place in the 80s. And it's like Batman, the initial team that shows up is Batman, Black Canary, Dr. Fate, Guy Gardner, Green Lantern, Blue Beetle,
Ted Kord,
Blue Beetle, yeah. Who else is there?
Booster Gold,
Not Booster Gold. Mr. Miracle is there though, and Shazam.
Big Barda.
No.
Okay,
That's the team to start, and then Dr. Light and Booster Gold join within the first 5 issues. I think
Not
Doctor
the evil Doctor Light.
No,
the
God,
the female.
the lady version of Doctor Light. I forget her name, but she joins the team briefly.
You think she regrets taking that name after a certain crisis?
No, I don't even know this. I think this is before that. This is before that continuity. So this is like in the 80s.
It is a different continuity. Yes.
Yeah. So it's a couple of crises away.
You guys know what crisis I'm thinking about. If you're a Doctor Light guy out there.
I guess if you know, you know.
If you know, you're in the know. You know.
But yeah, so I'm excited to read this Mr. Miracle to see what because I think the Justice League International stuff clearly happens after this and after he returns to Earth.
This is the 70s. So
this quick question, light spoiler: does he return to Earth by the end of this book?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think he returns.
Actually,
I think
they just explain it. Actually, the beginning of the first couple of issues of Mr. Miracle.
Okay.
Like why he goes back.
Fair enough. Okay, cool.
All right, so that's
because I'm interested to see how he gets on the Justice League.
Oh, I can't wait.
Because he's on the Justice League.
It's a good book. Here you go. Just take it.
Okay, cool. While we're on the subject of DC and Mr. Miracle and Jack Kirby creations, let's talk the Forever People.
Oh, the Forever People. The conclusion. The part 4 conclusion of our dip into Fourth World.
All right, rank them.
Rank them?
Rank 'em.
Okay, the Forever People. Let me tell you something, Christian. Let me tell you about an audience. These guys are kind of freaking lame. Like they ain't no Newsboy Legion. They ain't no Orion Gang. All right, they're but they're tolerable. I can deal with them. They're not that bad. Compared to like most teams out there.
The Forever People are 5 of the closest friends from New Genesis who come together to fight alongside all peace-loving creatures in this war against Darkseid and the anti-life equation. And Eric's talking like they're a couple of regular chumps.
All right, you want me to rank them? Okay,
rank them.
From worst member to my favorite member. Mark Moonrider, the leader. What a lame nerd punk.
His name's Mark.
Mark Moonrider.
Mark.
What the frick loser?
No offense to any of our fans named Mark. Mark, actually, we have a very close friend named Mark. We love you.
Oh, yeah. We do. No, I don't like Moonrider. Mr. Moonrider.
But he's a new god, too. Like, what kind of, he's Mark Moonrider?
So, I mean, he's also...
Sounds like a jazz musician stage name.
He's always talking down Beautiful Dreamer or, treating her like a dainty, flower or whatever. You're a terrible leader.
And 4? And number 4?
That's hard. Okay. Because actually, I know I'm being hard on them, but
number 4,
the other characters are pretty cool.
You just hate Mark Moonrider.
All right, no, okay. It's hard. It's hard. Okay, number 1. Can I just skip to number 1 because I know my number 1?
You got to do 4.
Damn it!
You did.
Fine. Beautiful Dreamer.
Oh, I knew it was coming.
She's hot, she's
hot,
but God damn it! But no, I take it back because her powers to make illusions actually come in.
They're cool as shit. And
they actually come out
all the time.
I always forget she's there until Mark Moonrider was like, haha, it's actually Beautiful Dreamer's illusion. It's like, Mark, why do you always got to talk for her? She can say that I have illusion powers without you. You freaking nut. Yeah. Anyway, number 3, Seraphim, that little dweeb.
The cowboy?
The cowboy. He's a fan of Earth cowboy movies, so he dresses like a cowboy.
He has a cowboy hat.
Now, I will say, he at first he did have a pretty good power because what's cool about New Gods is that each of them have devices that make them their own thing.
What is Mark's?
Mark Moonrider? He doesn't have a weapon per se. He just has the power to make big energy blast with his hands.
All right, yeah, let's move on back to Seraphim.
So Seraphim, he has a gadget, kind of like how
stupid as
Metron has the Mobius chair and Orion has the Astro Force scooter.
Yeah.
Well, Seraphim has these cartridges on the rims of his hat.
They look like bullets from
bullets.
On a Western cowboy hat.
But when he first used them, it sounded like, okay, he can fix any broken mechanical object with it. Just put the little capsule in there, and then there was a TV with nothing inside, like a broken TV, and he fixed it.
No tubes.
But now it apparently can do everything else.
Yeah.
All right, now later on,
field.
It can make a force field, and it can make this thing work. I don't know.
I love it. It's open-ended.
But he does have we can get to later, but we can get to him later some more. Number 2, Viking.
No, this would be. Is it? Oh, this is number 2.
So Mark Moonrider, Beautiful Dreamer, Seraphim. Now Viking the Black.
Viking the Black. Right.
He's cool just because he carries the mother box around.
The big mother box.
The thing is about New Gods is that each of them always carry their own personal mother box. No, the Forever People, they have one singular mother box, like bigger than normal mother boxes, and Viking was always carrying it and like talking about like the mother box is speaking to us. Everyone, shut up.
That's because he has the helmet that allows him to commune with the
That's
mother
right.
box.
Yeah, and he has the power of magnetism that he does twice.
He has that too. Oh my god, I forgot about that.
You forgot about
That's
that.
why he's lower on the list for me.
But no, he's only cool because he has the mother box, and the mother box is actually a cool character. Make that okay. Number two, the mother box. The mother box is his own character.
Right above Viking. Shift
when,
everyone down one.
remember when all the Forever People were trapped? So the mother box teleported to get Sunny Sumo to rescue them.
Oh my god, yes. Yes, I do. Yes, you're correct.
So hats off for the mother box for introducing us to the brilliant
Hold on, where would you put
Jack
Sunny?
Kirby character. Sunny, he's number one. If he's part of the Forever People, I put him as number one.
Okay.
And number one's Big Bear. If
Yeah,
for real talk,
Big Bear.
Big
Big
Bear,
Bear's
he does
great.
have the most quirks out of all the Forever People. I like how he's. We found out that he's a history buff. Like he
Fucking
studied
love
Earth
that.
history.
I love that, dude. When he was like, when they got pushed back through time, and he like showed up at like the Rome pulling out of England.
Yeah.
And he was like, this is such a historical event.
Yeah, there were
Like,
some Britons
isn't
who were
this-
trying to attack
Yeah,
them. They're
he-
like, "Hey, you gonna help us out there, big guy?" He's
He
like,
was
hold on."
He was like, no. Do you not understand the historical significance of this event that we are witnessing?
He
And he just beat them all up.
He completely forgets, like, cares that he got transported during their time. He's separated from his friends, and then these guys are telling him to fight. I remember he grabs their weapons, chugs them at a tree so they can't pull it
Yeah.
out, and then he picks up a boulder and sits it down and climbs on top so he can watch the
troops
this
march out,
beautiful
yeah.
picture that Jack Kirby wrote of like Roman troops marching, and it's funny. It's the fact that Big Bear is into that shit.
I just love it because when everyone comes back, they're like, we had a horrible experience,
yeah.
and Big Bear's like, I had a nice time.
That was a good trip.
I had a fun time. It was a cool experience to be able to do that. Okay, my ranking.
Oh, I'm sorry, I went on a big rant there.
No, it's okay. That's right. It is Mark Moonrider at the bottom because he's
Thank you.
He's just
What a nerd.
I love Jack Kirby. However, Mark Moonrider, a lot of panels, he is just Light Ray, but a different
looks like-
color.
yeah,
he's just
a
Light Ray, but a different
Repainted
color.
Light Ray.
He's repainted. He does a lot of Light Ray faces, and he has like the same helmet, and it's just like this is just Light Ray, but a different
It's
palette.
not cool, and he doesn't fly.
Like he has a different like he has a completely different uniform. Don't get me wrong, but like his helmet and his face and his
the
hair,
hair,
it's
yeah.
all just Light Ray, but instead of like white and blonde hair, it's orange and black hair. Like it's just Light Ray.
and he's a freaking doofus.
Next, it's gonna be Viking
Oh,
because for me he's just the guy with the mother box.
no.
He's just the guy with. He's
that's,
like
that's the thing about new guys, though. They worship the source that their mother box is connected to.
that's fair.
So he's like the priest.
yeah, but like he can only do it with the helmet.
Okay, yeah.
If you lose, because there's one point he doesn't have the helmet and he's like, I can't talk to mother box.
He gets so
And they're
sad.
like, Viking, that's like the one thing we count on you for. Because you never use your magnetism shit. So,
Yeah.
then it's Beautiful Dreamer.
Okay.
Then it's Beautiful Dreamer because
She's hot.
Well, I was gonna say she has a really cool power and she gets the gang
Yeah.
out of a bind a lot.
Okay, I changed my mind. I put Beautiful Dreamer at 3 and put Seraphim down.
Okay. Seraphine's number 2.
Okay, I
think
can
it's-
understand. I
I
can
think
understand.
it's funny that there's an alien who loves cowboy westerns so much that he models himself after a cowboy and comes to Earth, and even his like alien ability is modeled. Like he's like, the bullets on my hat are actually like these things that commune with the universe.
Cosmic cartridges. That's what he calls
Cosmic
it.
cartridges.
Oh, I love how they all have.
I also
like a
like that
name.
Darkseid leaves him alive.
Oh, that part.
can get into that
That
later.
part was actually pretty
That's
badass.
funny as shit.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. We'll get to
He
that.
also
later.
has the like whenever like the gang is in a bind in Forever People, Seraphim always get like he's not particularly strong. He's the youngest of the bunch, I think, and also he's the weakest of the bunch. And like he just is always getting in the worst situations, and he's almost like a Krillin character for me. And
Oh my god,
I love
never,
Krillin a lot.
I never thought about it like that.
Because he's like he has like Krillin has Destructo Disc and like Solar Flare, like those are cool. I don't even think that's Krillin's, but those are like cool moves. And like he's not particularly strong, but other characters who are stronger than him emulate his moves because there's something there, and that's Seraphim.
Okay, Seraphim's okay. You got you. He's kind of cool.
Number 1 is Big
Big
Bear.
Bear. Oh, yeah.
I like Big Bear because he enacts violence under the pretense of non-violence.
He was
Like he'll
oh,
like
no.
he'll like push someone like way too fucking hard and be like, "Calm down, chum."
And he'd
he'll
be
like
like, "Oops."
he'll like kick someone and be like, "Oops, didn't see you there."
Yeah, I thought I was gonna hate him the most just because he's the big guy and
No, he's
that's
so
his
much
stuff.
fucking
But
fun.
he is so much fun.
He's ridiculous looking too.
I don't want to go through the story like we usually do, just so we can
Mm-hmm.
get through get to One Piece faster. But we should talk about certain points, like the fact let's talk about Darkseid because
Darkseid,
surprisingly,
that's the whole thing.
Yeah,
So
reading
again,
into this-
Darkseid's after the
anti-life
anti-life equation, like he always is. He's got a
And-
boner for that, and he tries to get it out of beautiful Dreamer's head, which causes her boys, the
come
squad,
rescue her. Yeah,
to come rescue her.
that's the
her
beginning
homies.
arc.
Yep, and they just show up and make a scene on Earth.
That was so funny. Like Infinity Man, when they formed together as Infinity Man, and he
Oh,
met
and then they're-
Superman, and
oh
he's
my
and
God.
Infinity Man's giving down like the breakdown. He's like, "Where are you, Darkseid? Where are you, menace to society and the universe?" And then the next panel is literally Darkseid in the background going, "I'm over here. Stop shouting." Do you remember that?
He's like, yeah, I'm right fucking here.
The biggest baddie in the DC universe is just
relax.
there. He's all like, I'm right here."
He's not the biggest baddie yet. He's getting there.
Well, yeah, this is how
I
this
like
is origin.
speaking of Superman, I like in the very beginning where he meets the Forever People, and they're like, "Yeah, we come from Supertown," and he's like, "Supertown? You mean there might be more people like me?" And they're like, "Yeah, we'll leave the boom tube open. Go
Yeah, dude,
visit.
yeah, man, go.
It's a one-way trip because we got a thing to deal with. But when we get back, we can take you back, and surely Highfather will help you in whatever quest." And Superman like goes to that portal and like looks at it, and it's like, "I could be with my people again. I got shit to do."
Yeah.
I really thought he was going to go in there. He he
Hell.
makes a lot of
Well,
moves towards it. Like he's about
eventually-
to just abandon Earth.
He eventually does
I'm
visit
sure he
there.
does,
No,
yeah.
in the Superman Pals Jimmy Olsen, there's a whole like comic
Yeah, yeah,
issue where he
yeah,
does
he-
eventually visit.
Yeah, but this is after that.
Yeah, this is before this actually.
This is
Yeah.
like a prequel.
I just found out that Forever People came out. It was the first, not counting Jimmy Olsen. This is the first issue of Forever People is the first Fourth World book.
Oh,
Yeah, so yeah, well, for all of you who don't know, we
why
say
is it at the back of the book?
we talk about these are in book orders, like book 1, book 2, but really these are like 4 different comic series that were going on that Jack Kirby was writing and drawing at the same time.
That's why he's the king of comics.
That's why he's the reason he's became king of comics. I heard that he did 15 pages a week.
Yeah,
Like, that's insane.
he fucking crushed it.
Freaking Oda wishes most mangaka wishes they could be like that. That is insane amount of work, and it's good. I mean, well, at least the drawings. I like the drawings are really good. That's a great picture right there. Glorious Godfrey, he makes an appearance. So yeah, I was about to say there is surprisingly a lot of Darkseid in this issue of a Fourth World.
And Assad.
Yeah, and Assad, dude. They're
And
like,
also Mantis.
because back in New Gods book,
Yeah.
like Darkseid makes like small appearances here and there whenever it's important, but here it's like Desaad and Darkseid are like recurring characters. They're always around pushing the story along, and I think that's what makes Forever People such a good read because this is like the origin of Darkseid, how he is
Yeah.
as a villain
Yeah.
with Desaad and all that.
And the Earth is the battleground of the war between New Genesis
This
and
is-
Apocalypse.
Yeah, this is what I was expecting out of the New Gods book, like what Orion,
Mhm.
because I thought that's a good book, but it's mostly Orion doing
it's more of a personal story about Orion. Like,
and yeah, a villain of the
discovering
week kind
who
of
he
thing.
is. Yeah.
Well, this one's a Forever People are actually looking for the anti-life equation that everyone's been talking about since New Gods.
You don't want to go through the storyline of this because I would. This is
We got time. We need it. We shouldn't waste time on each little scene.
No, but like it's so much fun. This entire book is. Remember when
I-
he pretended to be a bad? He pretended to be a
Oh
different
my
kind
God.
of bad guy.
Darkseid.
He's
pretending.
He Scooby Doo unmasked himself.
He pretends to be a cult leader on Earth just so he can get the anti-life equation.
Yeah, and he's like, I'm not even here to fight you, and he starts serving looks.
Can we talk about Sonny Sumo real quick?
Yeah, we can talk about Sonny Sumo.
Dude, I didn't know. Can you believe how that was like the first person in the DC comics to have the anti-life equation?
He had the anti-life equation in his head, and he used it only for good.
I know, and then
The most honorable man.
That's what-
and they all got transposed or shot into different parts of time and space. Sonny Sumo just decided to live in feudal Japan as a warrior for the rest of his life. Remember, because they go and get everyone, and they go to get Sonny, and the guy's like, "Oh, you mean the legendary warrior?
Oh, he's dead.
Yeah, he's dead. He died fighting. He loved his life." And they were like, "Good."
Good. That's what's weird because like Darkseid was wanting the anti-life equation, so I don't know why he send Sonny Sumo back in time.
Darkseid doesn't really make a lot of sense.
But it's
in these
okay
books.
because next couple issues, they find another person with the anti-life equation.
He keeps finding them. And
Billion-dollar banks.
Jesus Christ, $1 million banks. I need
Billion-dollar banks.
I need pop for this guy.
Bates, billion-dollar Bates. No, we don't have to go too into this guy. He's just a guy with the anti-life equation, and he makes all this money because of he can control people.
Remember when they got like put back in time, and Viking the Black was like looking for the Fountain of Youth?
Oh yeah, with the Spaniards.
And Ponce de Leon kept calling him Black,
Oh.
and Viking was like, "You can call me Viking. Like, it is Viking the Black, but please, like just call me. You call me Viking."
Yeah, like I have a name. All right, I mean, the black part is my
It's
name.
weird
basically.
that you're calling me my name, but you didn't know my name. I don't like that.
Because he's an alien. He
doesn't. Yeah,
well, I don't know if he studied his Earth, but I don't know if he knows racism on Earth. So
maybe. You know who does?
Big Bear probably
Big Bear does. Big Bear would explain it to
He
him.
probably would have warned him.
Yeah, maybe Motherbox could tell him about it.
Oh, he didn't have Motherbox at the time.
That's true. He was trapped in time.
Mm-hmm.
Trapped
But at least they treated him. At least they treated him nice because he knew how to find the gold.
And like Seraphin, like talking about like going back to Seraphin, like when the gang gets got by
Oh yeah, I want to talk about it. Go ahead.
what Gilbert? What's his name?
What?
The guy who like put Seraphin in the thing. Like he gets captured by that guy who runs Torture Land or Happy Land.
Desaad,
they get trapped in Desaad's Happy Land, and fucking they all get their like special little like
Punishments
and
or like little hell treatment.
Seraphin's is to sit in front of a TV screen showing Viking the Black's head popping out of a roller coaster, and he has to kick a pedal to send Viking's chair downward to dodge the roller coaster.
That's his hell, yeah.
So if he ever stops kicking that pedal, Viking will get decapitated.
Poor Viking. Poor Seraphin.
Poor Seraphin, because like when they find him, he's like, my legs are real tired.
Guys, my legs.
Yeah. Guys, I don't know how much I can kick this pedal anymore.
Then they're
Let's turn into Infinity Man. Infinity Man is this man who they yell Taru.
Yeah, they get the crowd around the mother box. They put their hands on it, and then the mother box floats in their little circle jerk circle.
Yep.
And then they say, "Come on, me and you, Christian."
Taru. Oh, that was terrible.
That did hurt a
Taru.
little bit.
But then they form into this being called the Infinity Man, who is a being who exists beyond the.
Christian say, I think you know how to what he says when he comes into existence.
He's like so they have this contract with this being, and he comes in and he's like, the forever people have summoned me. Their experiences are my experiences. Their memories mine. Their goals align with mine. And then he just does whatever they need to do. So like one time they summon him purely to whoop Darkseid's ass. And he shows up and he's like, time to whoop Darkseid's ass. And then he like starts throwing hands at Darkseid. And Darkseid's, fuck, this is hard. And
Infinity Man.
Infinity Man's tough. I don't want to fight this guy. This shit sucks.
He's
so that's why
basically
I
Captain
think
Planet.
I think he should be. He is. I think he should be in Injustice 3.
Talking about Injustice 3 again, Christian.
I think he should be in it.
Yeah, there is a lot of good characters in this.
That'd be fun if all the Forever people came out and walked out and like talked some shit and then turned into the Infinity Man, and then Infinity Man talked some shit.
Their experiences are my experiences. Their memories.
Their enemies are mine. I fight for them.
Going back to that Darkseid fight, when we apparently the first canonical time we see the Omega beams, where this if y'all who don't know Darkseid, he has these things called Omega beams that he shoots out his fucking eyes. They go.
So they zigzag all over the place, but they never miss.
They never miss. They just eliminating the Forever people one by one.
Dude, that was fucking terrifying.
Oh my god, dude! And then Seraphin was the last one alive.
Yeah, he eliminates them one by one.
And Desaad's all like, "Get him, Darkseid! Get the last of them all!" And Darkseid's all like, "No, I'm relishing in Seraphin's loneliness and despair. I'm gonna leave him be." Like, damn, Darkseid.
Darkseid's like, "No, a fate worse than death is living, knowing he could not save his friends." And Desaad's like, "Holy fucking shit, that's dark."
Does that sound familiar?
That's fucking dark.
Does that sound familiar to you?
Why?
In One Piece? I don't know if you got what part. You got to that part.
What part?
You read Sabati, right?
Yeah.
You know what part I'm talking about. When, like how Seraphin was all left alone. Kind of like another person we know. Anyway. Any other thoughts you have on Forever People?
Big Bear's the best, and you're underrating Seraphin.
I know. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
You're right. You're probably right.
That's all right.
But He is a little dweeb,
No,
but he does prove himself. At the
and
end.
you've read no Moon Knight since we last talked.
Audience members, I want to confess that I have been slacking on
It's
my
okay.
Moon Knight.
I've been slacking on Saga. You've been reading Saga, I hear.
I have been reading Saga, just like our guest
Clay.
Clay told us about, and
Exactly.
I can't wait to have him back so we can talk about it.
I can't wait to have him back, so I can read it.
All right,
One Piece?
let's talk about One Piece.
All right. I love One Piece.
All right,
So I'm very excited to talk
So
about it.
What books have you
However,
brought here?
I brought 45 through 50, volumes 45 through 50, which is the end of Ennis Lobby, which I think we still need to talk about a little bit.
Post Ennis Lobby.
Post
yes.
Ennis Lobby, Thriller Bark, and
Thriller Fart.
just the very beginning of Saboti.
I thought you read past that part.
I have, but if I talk about all that I've read, we will go past the time that we have today.
Okay, that sounds about.
And I think
right.
it'll do better so that I can talk about more next time.
Okay.
But Ennis Lobby. Do you remember where we left off when we were talking about Ennis Lobby?
Didn't we figure out? I don't know. Let's just recap the post part. So Luffy's, gets back.
So Cypher 9, Robin's working with the government. It was the shipbuilders the whole time.
Yeah, get to the end, get to the end,
except
get to the
for Polly. Then they get a train. They get a train called something Tom,
Puffing Tom.
Puffing Tom. They get
Yeah,
on it. They
Puff,
fight
Puff.
Sanji, Sniper Gang, Frankie. They go to the Ennis Lobby. They fuck shit up. He fights a Jaguar man. He almost loses. Usopp's like, dude, fight. Come on, let's do it. Usopp eventually rejoins the crew, even though Zoro's like, we shouldn't let him join unless he...
Hey, he has a point. He had a point.
He had a point. I'm
Zoro.
with Zoro on that. The first things out of Usopp's mouth should have been an apology. And he didn't, but they accepted him back anyways.
that's why-
'cause
remember
he
when
broke down crying, and I almost broke down crying.
Remember when Chopper was all like, "Luffy, you hear Usopp?" Or like,
Yeah.
"Zoro, you hear Usopp?" And they're like, "Nope, don't hear anything," because he's like,
Frankie builds them the 1,000 Sunny.
"Yeah,
Yeah, is it 1,000 Sunny? That's what it's called?
Yeah, 1,000 of them."
It's such a cool ship. And also, he refuses to join the crew until Robin grabs his testicles and squeezes them.
That's a good. Yep. Mm-hmm.
I remember that bit. That's a thing that happened, Oda.
Okay, that wasn't the sailing. The
That's how he got.
That wasn't the
that's
sailor
what it
thing.
was. That's what it was. She crushed his testicles, and he was
that
like,
wasn't
"All right, I'll
that
join."
wasn't the main reason why he joined the crew.
Nope. She crushed his testicles, and he was like, "I gotta concede. I'll be your shipwright." He wants to sail his ship to the end of the world.
Yeah.
He wants to build a ship that he can sail to the end of the world. He thinks it's the 1,000 Sunny, and he needs to be on the voyage to.
Luffy
be able
got
to
so
fulfill
mad
his
when
dream.
Robin did that. Like, what are you doing? You're taking away his manhood. I want him
to be a man when he joins the crew still. Yeah, Luffy's great. Luffy unlocks gear 2 and 3.
2 and 3, yeah.
2 and 3?
Yep, that's all.
Where he basically uses the set like the 6 style or the 7 style, whatever the
The 6 powers.
Yeah, the
He uses
Cypher
some
9.
of them, yeah.
Is that just hockey?
It's a martial art.
Okay. Because I've been introduced to hockey, which we'll get into later. That's
So this
probably
is
not
just,
today.
Yeah, this is just a martial art, I guess.
Okay. And he does it by pumping his blood real good through his body.
It's about thinning out his blood
He
streams.
pumps it with his rubber veins. Like he
Yeah.
pumps it like a steam engine, and it creates steam, and it
It makes
makes
him go faster.
yeah. And then the other one he blows his bones up like balloons to make his
Yeah.
arms real big.
Yeah. Which one's your favorite?
The balloon one. You know it's the balloon one.
The big bone one.
But yeah, I mean, there's a fun fight where Sanji and no, not Sanji, Usopp and Zoro fight a giraffe and a wolf.
They fight a giraffe.
That's pretty fun.
The giraffe is a part of CP9.
That is true. But yeah, that's Ennis Lobby pretty much. They get Robin back. Robin admits that she wants to live. Frankie joins the crew. They get the 1,000 Sunny. They keep sailing. They get
Usopp comes back.
the Usopp comes back, which is very emotional.
We found out about Luffy's backstory. I mean, more of his family.
and then we meet Garp. We meet his grandpa.
His grandpa.
Dude.
He reveals his dad.
Who was gonna tell me that Ace was Gold D. Rogers' son?
Who? What?
Who was gonna tell me that?
Who told you that?
The books. I'm that far ahead. That's where I'm at.
Oh, that's where you're at.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I'm at that part now.
Okay. In the
I'm in
war?
I'm in Paramount War. Yeah.
Okay.
So I know that.
Well, skipping a little ahead right now. How do you felt about that?
Nope. So,
What?
anyways, we meet Garp.
Oh, you can't just drop that on me.
Garp's like, nah, you shouldn't have been a pirate. You should have been a Navy Marine. I wanted that for you and Ace. And then Luffy's like, okay, well, fuck off, Grandpa. Oh, and our boy Helmeppo makes a comeback.
Not Kobe.
Our boy Helmet. Kobe gets enough attention. They remember who he is. I'm looking out for the guy who is not feeling included in that moment, and that's my boy Helmeppo, Axe Hand Morgan's son. He needs representation in the fan base.
Looking out for the boy.
Looking out for the boy
Is the-
Helmeppo.
Okay, you know what? You're right. I agree to this.
deserves
This is
it.
going to be probably the first thing we ever agree about. Is that
He deserves it.
Lobo deserves attention.
He's a pretty cool swordsman too.
Kinda.
And then Kobe comes. What's Kobe even doing? He's
He-
shading. He's doing the six.
He's pretty much a
paths.
tiny garp.
Who cares? Who cares?
All right, that's fair.
Helmeppo.
He's still a nerd.
He is still a nerd. He's like,
Helmeppo's
even though
cool.
we're enemies, we're still friends, right?
No.
And Luffy's like, yeah, I'll hide your kid if you ever need to. Remember that? Remember when Garp and Goldie did that? So, anyways, next
What?
they're on the haunted seas.
Why do you keep doing this?
And,
Let's
and they
talk
meet
about
a
the
ghost
war.
ship with a skeleton on it.
That's a good ship. I love Thriller Bark as a location.
Thriller Bark
The
is so much fun.
The biggest ship apparently in the in the,
The only
One Piece
thing,
world.
the only downside to Thriller Bark is I didn't read it while it was October,
Yeah.
which means I will probably ask you to borrow it when it's October so I can reread Thriller Bark.
That's cool. The first arc you'd ever reread. That's cool.
Yeah, probably.
That's an arc. That is an arc that I do like going back to.
That's fun. I like it because they meet Brooke and Luffy's immediately like, "You want to join my crew?" And everyone's like,
Immediately.
"Stop inviting people to join the crew. Stop doing that."
He keeps doing it too.
He's like, "But he's a skeleton who plays music."
Dude,
and they're
yeah.
like, "Yeah, but we don't know anything
Oh my god!
about him."
When Brooke busts out the violin, Luffy's like, "You have to join my crew." What is
Yeah.
this? What are we talking about? Get
he's
out.
like, "Oh, I can't believe my eyes, but I don't have eyes because I'm a skeleton." Ah! And then Luffy's like, "Ha ha ha ha!" And Zoro and Sanji are like, "Please stop doing that."
Luffy
Brooke.
loves this guy.
Please stop fucking making that joke. He's great, and then he doesn't have a shadow.
Oh yeah, find it.
Yeah, he gotta go find. They gotta go find the shadow. Luffy's like, "Let's go find that guy's shadow so he can join my crew."
I like how that's the only reason for this entire
And then
plot
they
of
get
the
caught
arc.
up in Thriller Bark, which turns out to be a giant theme park sized ship.
It's a whole island.
It's a whole island. It's an island sized theme park.
Yeah, it's a
ship.
island that's been converted into a ship, basically. That's
Gecko, it's because Gecko Moria big.
Oh, I love Gecko Moria.
so
that's
big.
my favorite actually.
Don't say
Warlord.
that. Don't
Yep,
say that.
he's my
There's
favorite
so many
warlord.
better options.
I know there
There's
are, but
so many better options.
aesthetically, and like personality wise, he is my favorite. Like just his look, his powers are pretty unique. He has a big ass snake head with no chin. He's.
That's a reason for
I think
it.
he's the
I
tall.
like Kuma.
I think he's the tallest confirmed
I like Kuma because they just have
human.
a bunch of robots. Kuma's the Jango Fett of the Emperors. They made a clone army of him, dude.
Oh my god!
Think of it that way.
Stop bringing up
Star Wars.
other arcs that we're not going to talk about today.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. My bad. Anyways, so this is when Frankie like reveals that like the Thousand Sunny has a bunch of dope ass fucking docks that it can use, and it uses a paddle boat that is the
Mary.
rowing Mary because it's a little
Yeah, like,
rowboat.
Instead of going Mary, it's a little wrong, Mary.
Yeah, I fucking love that. And then
Wholesome, very wholesome.
the three who are like refusing to go to shore because they're so scared of where they're at get
Is it-
in that boat and
isn't it-
fucking wash ashore because they're idiots.
Isn't it funny? The three weakest, scaredy cattest
it's-
members of the Straw Hats
It's
end up being
Nami, Chopper, and Usopp.
They
They're
get
like, let's get in the Mary, and they're going on a thing, and they hit a wall, and they fall into.
They-
They get attacked by the Cerberus too.
they didn't expect going close to the island, and
They didn't want to go to the close to the island
and
at all
then
because
Luffy's
Brooke was
all
like, "Don't get on the shore. Don't whatever you do, don't dock in the shore."
And then Luffy's all like, "Well, I guess we
I
have
guess
to get on."
like he told me not to.
So it's funny, like during the beginning of Thriller Bark, where like we see through the eyes of Nami, Chopper, and Usopp, seeing how they go through the island.
How
they get,
scary and dangerous
they
it
get
all
chased
is.
by a Cerberus monster. They get chased by zombies and other weird creatures, and
Yeah.
dealing with weird doctors.
Yeah.
Then we step back a little bit and see Luffy and
Well, yeah, they
his
eventually
crew.
go look for them.
Yeah.
and it's Luffy, Zoro,
They
Robin,
go.
and
They go through the
Frankie.
same route
They
as
just-
the other three, and
They just beat
bomb
the shit
they just
out of
bomb
it.
through it.
Luffy tames the Cerberus. They fight all the
They
zombies.
fight all the zombies.
A zombie pops out and Luffy pops his head back into the ground.
That's the only way to fix
That's
the
so
apocalypse.
iconic. He just fucking is like, nope.
Don't come out.
And then they come out and then like they beat him up and then the zombie's like, holy shit, you guys are actually really strong. We're so sorry for attacking you. And they're like, no problem. We get this all the time. Hey, did you happen to see our friends? Hopefully you weren't mean to them like you were mean to us. And they were like, yeah, we tried to kill him. And then he was like, what? And he was like, they were like, why did you say that? And then they get beat up again. Because Luffy's like, how dare you attack my friends?
I love that's good. I love
But
that.
meanwhile, Usopp, Robin, no, Nico, no, that's Nico.
Yeah,
Robin.
Nico and Robin.
Nico and Robin. No, Nami and Chopper are at the mansion of Dr. Hogback. What's his name?
Dr. Hogback. Yep.
Dr. Hogback, who just
Whoosh,
happens
whoosh,
to
whoosh,
look like a
whoosh. That's his laugh.
vampire. He's not a vampire, but he just looks
He's
like
just
one.
a creepy looking doctor.
Yeah, I hate him. He's stupid. He's the reason the zombies
hate him?
exist, and he's helping the Gecko put shadows into zombies that Gecko can then control because he controls the shadows that inhabit the zombie. And
Yeah.
like the zombie is a fighter usually, and the stronger the body of the dead and the stronger the shadow, the stronger the zombie you get.
Mhm.
So like he steals Brook's shadow and puts it in a samurai, a Wano, a legendary
Because
Wano
Brook is,
samurai.
Brook is a swordsman.
Brook is a swordsman, and the samurai carcass is strong, so therefore he makes a strong zombie, who is even stronger than Brook because
Yeah,
the Wano guy's better than Brook, and therefore the shadow adding
Did
to
you
his
just say
body.
Wano? I hope we get to go there soon.
Dude, they've mentioned it a few times.
Wano, that's a weird place.
Wano hardly
go
even
there.
know. Oh,
What happens next?
so next, no. So then, it's just a fun like little spooky romp, and I like it. And eventually, Zoro and Sanji and Luffy all get their shadows stolen.
Robin too.
Does
eventually.
Robin get her
Near the
shadow
end,
stolen? Oh, okay. Frankie doesn't.
No, just those.
I like
four.
when Frankie and Robin fight the spider monkey.
Oh, the spider monkey
That
fight.
was cool. That was a cool fight. I like when Usopp fights the Queen of Ghosts because there's a Queen of Ghosts.
Princess, Ghost
I
Princess.
like when Sanji fights the invisible guy because he's like, "You stole my dream. You stole my dream of being invisible. I was gonna eat that fruit, but now you ate that fruit, and that's the only fruit of that fruit." And
What a fucking pervert.
Yeah.
Sanji
cancel him.
cancel Sanji.
Cancel
Like,
him.
it's okay when he's acting like a simp and he's like being an overly
But when he's like,
gentleman.
"I want to be invisible so I can watch Nami shower."
I want
It's
to watch
like,
people
ugh,
naked and go into their bed.
ugh.
Sanji, please.
Sanji.
Sanji.
Be like Brooke and ask to have their underwear.
yeah, be like Brooke and ask.
Yeah, be like, "Hey, excuse me, pretty lady, can I see your underwear?
I like how
Let
we
me
have-
see your panties."
I like the two. Well, we actually have three perverts now
He's
in
a-
the crew. We got
yeah.
Frankie, Sanji, and Brooke, and they're all three different types of perverts.
Frankie's a more respectable pervert.
Frankie's more of an exhibitionist. He
He's-
likes
yeah.
showing off his body.
Yeah, he's more of like he's a show off. He's not a.
Yeah,
he
and then
doesn't
people call him a
creep on
hentai.
people.
He's all like, "You call me a pervert? Well, thank you."
Well, thank you.
Then Brooke's more of a gentleman. He's like,
God.
"May I see your panties? May you sit on my face and fart on my nose, madam?" That's.
I don't think he says that at
He
all.
said
He
that, yeah.
says no. He just no. He doesn't
said
say
it.
that. He doesn't say that. Take that back.
Brooke said it.
How dare you?
I didn't write this, dude.
Yeah, you did. This is a fan fiction I found at your house in 8th grade.
Take that back.
No.
No.
But no. Sanji gets turned into like a dog penguin because they don't think he's very
Yeah,
strong.
his shadow got put into a
But
dog.
then he
penguin.
still won't kick Nami. That was cool. I like that. I like how Luffy gets put into a legendary pirate named Oars.
a giant
Giant.
oars.
And he's like, "Why are my arms stretching?" And then they go wake him up, and the fucking gang does the thing. The coolest thing about Thriller Bark, though, is that fight against Oars and the rest of the gang.
Yeah,
where
all of them
Luffy is
working
fighting
together.
Gecko. And they're like, "We just have to last until Luffy beats Gecko."
That's a good fight, dude.
Yeah.
I like that fight.
And we all work together to knock him on his ass twice. It's so fucking bump, bump, bump.
Bump,
No,
bump,
that's
bump,
enough.
bump.
I don't know if we're allowed to do that.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know the
Can,
rules.
can we? Oh, never mind.
Who knows?
Yeah.
But yeah, and then eventually Thriller Bark ends with
okay.
Yeah, we
Yeah, we gotta talk
because
about the-
Luffy loses, and then they like,
They didn't lose.
well, he has to get 100 shadows stuffed inside of him, and he becomes monster.
Oh yeah, he did lose
Luffy.
that one time. There is
Yeah.
that fight whenever Luffy fights someone in an arc that he kind of loses the first time.
Yeah, he has to come back and fight him again,
Yeah, this time knowing.
knowing their abilities.
Yeah.
He's a fighting genius.
Yes, technically. Remember when he had stuffed that afro, that thing in his afro,
Yeah, he's a fighting genius.
the glass
Remember when he made himself bleed to be able to punch Crocodile?
Oh my lord, it's so
Because
smart.
he was like, okay, you're gonna take my water away. Well, I'm just gonna make myself bleed, and that's gonna make you wet either way, dude.
I'm gonna make you wet, Croc.
I'm gonna make you a wet crocodile, and you too, Robin.
So yeah, he fights. So he has shadow stuffed into him. So 100 shadows.
Yes, and each shadow gives him a fight more power from the fighting ability of the guy. But
he
he only
learns
gets
how to use a
he gets
sword.
3 minutes. He does learn how to use his sword. He also becomes like a big blue Hulk.
So how do you feel about Shadow Luffy?
I like Shadow Luffy.
Who do you think would win in a fight, Shadow Luffy or Water Luffy?
Who's Water Luffy?
You remember during the the final crocodile fight where he just guzzled all his water down?
Shadow Luffy.
So he's like
Easy.
this.
No,
so
Shadow
Water
Luffy.
Luffy's like this big.
I remember that now. Shadow Luffy.
Come on.
No, Shadow Luffy.
How about Brain Dead Luffy? When
Which
he
one?
fought an L, he had to like blank out his mind because he.
So
could
so he can and he was like, yeah, that's a good one. That's
Okay, who would want to fight?
Shadow Luffy. This isn't a hard conversation. It's Shadow Luffy. Eric, would you like to read the first modern Moon Knight? Like the first modern, like the 2004.
Dude, we were
run
having a
of
good
Moon
time
Knight?
talking about One Piece, and then. Yeah, okay, I'll take it.
It's pretty good.
I still want to read the book that you gave me.
No, don't read that one. Read this one first.
No, this is the Midnight School place. Midnight Patrol.
No.
Midnight Mission.
No, that's not this one.
Well, you don't like that one?
No, it's just not that one.
All right. Well, okay. I'll take that. I'll take that book.
Yep. Oh, and we also learned that Brooke knew Laboon.
Labooni.
Laboon, the pirates that Laboon is waiting for.
Was that a big reveal for you? How was that?
It touched me deeply. It made me tear up it made me tear up the way the Guardians of the Galaxy movies make me tear up, which is wow, these guys are such good friends. I wish I had friends this good.
Yeah, if only.
If only I had friends.
I don't know any friends like that you have who act like that. I mean, except maybe someone in this room, but
Yeah. The creature did sneak in here, didn't he? No.
oh, what about the okay,
God.
post Thriller Bark where after he defeats Moria, and then Kuma sends in and says then he gets orders from the Navy to take out Luffy because he
No,
defeated
you're talking
Moria.
about Sabaody.
No, it was Kuma.
Yeah, but you're talking about Sabaody now.
No, it was the end of Thriller Bark. You remember?
Oh, when everyone's beat up and Luffy's knocked out and
And
Kuma
Zoro
shows
and
up and
Sanji.
Zoro's like, "Hey man, you're not gonna touch my captain, dude." And then Kuma's like, "All right, well, if you can take on the pain that Luffy suffered during that
What-
Gekko Moria fight,
What a great character.
then I'll spare all of you." And then Zoro takes it all, and then Sanji's like, "What happened?" And then Zoro's like, "Nothing happened." And then those two zombie dudes were like, "We saw everything. Let's go talk." And then Sanji was like, "No, nothing happened."
The Risky Brothers, that's us.
Yeah,
they knew what happened.
those are our boys.
Let's go spill everything.
And then Zoro's just training from that point on. And when you see him in the background, he's always training.
Can you believe Zoro?
And when he fights, he's like, "I'm still not strong enough."
When he first joined the crew, he told Luffy that if you ever get in the way of me becoming the world's greatest swordsman, I will kill you.
Mhm.
But now look at him now, telling Kuma that Luffy's going to be king of the pirates.
It's because
He cannot die. Take me instead.
it's because
He has so much
Much
respect
like-
for Luffy. So
much like I think one of the three warlord or one of the three admirals, or perhaps maybe even Whitebeard during the Paramount War mentioned about Luffy, where he says he has the quality that people want to help him achieve his goals. So like that's Luffy for everyone. Like Zoro wants Luffy to achieve his goals too.
and Luffy wants him to achieve his
Exactly.
goals.
Luffy,
what a
Luffy
great
that's Luffy's true power,
romance.
as mentioned in the Paramount War, which we're not going to talk about today.
But remember in the Paramount War when no, we don't have to talk about it.
We can talk about the Paramount War if you want.
We didn't even talk about
We didn't even talk
Sabaody.
about
We didn't talk about
Sabaody.
Amazon Lily. We didn't talk about Impel Down.
You're right. So I'm not talking about Sabaody or Paramount War or any of that today because we've talked about One Piece enough. What I will talk about with you is a spoiler-free review of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Oh man, they keep getting better, dude. The Guardians movies,
Oh, this movie is so good.
amazing.
Who's your favorite Guardian in this movie?
Oh my god, Adam Warlock.
Yes. Minor spoiler. But yeah, Adam Warlock is
Oh,
great. Don't be rash.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's so good,
I
dude.
thought it was assumed because he is.
No, he's so good. No, but well, I mean, like he's presented in the movie initially as a
A
antagonist,
hunter.
as an antagonist to the
Yeah.
group, and then eventually he joins the group.
So yeah, this is a very Rocket Raccoon heavy movie.
God, but Rocket is the most
Oh my-
interesting
yeah,
character of the
dude.
group in this continuity.
They tell his backstory so well.
Hold on, hear me out. These are the comic origins of the characters in the movies, right? So like Star-Lord in the comics, he's actually the son of an alien named Jason. It's like Jason, but he's like king of the Spartax Empire, which is he's a king of a whole planet. He's the prince of a
so
whole
is
planet.
he human?
He's part human, part Spartax,
Not ego.
not ego.
Okay.
But he's the royal heir to an entire species of like a planet.
okay.
Drax is a jazz musician, human, who was traveling cross country with his family, who saw Thanos land on Earth one time while Thanos was just taking a peek, and Thanos didn't want anybody knowing he was on Earth, so he blew up their car. But while their souls were leaving their bodies, Thanos' dad plucked Drax's, his name was Douglas Arthur, plucked Douglas Arthur's soul and put it into the Destroyer's like body, which was like this like ultimate killing machine body that you couldn't kill, this unkillable body.
So
that
Drax
he created
wasn't about a race.
Yeah, no, he was a created being. He was like a homunculi who he put a human soul into.
His own unique race.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, and he was designed to be unkillable and with one task, which was to destroy Thanos.
Whoa.
Gamora was Thanos' daughter, which
is that canon?
Yeah, she's like the daughter of the dealer of death or whatever. Like she's scary. She's like a warlord. Like she was a big villain.
Is she the actual daughter, blood daughter of Thanos?
Also, Star-Lord committed genocide.
Man, why are you always trying to say characters that I like does war crimes or genocides? He did
a genocide.
Just kidding. Star-Lord's not my favorite.
Groot is a royal like Planet X. Like his species, he's like royalty too, and he's like supposed to take over being that. And sometimes he goes berserk because he gets on his homeworld and he goes crazy because it's like a hive mind.
He is Groot.
And then Rocket is the story that we saw in the theater.
And watch the movie to see his story, guys.
That thing is sad. It's sad.
There's this villain. There's a really good villain in that movie too. The High Evolutionary. I mean, he's no Ultra Human Knight or anything, but he was a really good villain.
He's no Darkseid.
He's no Darkseid. Nah, I can't compare Darkseid. And he's
the High Evolutionary was fucking dope though. He was scary.
Yes, I like a weird.
But he didn't feel overpowered. He just felt he felt like an unstable
madman.
Yeah, it was cool.
Mad scientist.
Yeah, it was really cool. It was really cool to see them go up against them.
He's always this is the whole point of this High Evolutionary is to create the perfect society, and the perfect race,
a utopia. He wants to create a utopia.
So he's always like experimenting with creatures and shit. Man, it's very, very dark and scary.
Fun fact: in the comics, he gave Wanda and Pietro or Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver their powers.
But they're not mutants?
They're not mutants. He gave them their powers. Yeah.
Wow. Next thing you're going to tell me is that Magneto is not their dad.
Eric, are you sitting down?
I know this. This is I know this is coming. Just tell me.
Magneto's not their dad.
They're
not even mutants, dude.
What is going on here?
Don't worry about it. It's not a big deal.
All right. Everything I knew about Marvel is a lie.
You want to read some X-Men?
What would you recommend? What would you recommend me or the viewers here at X-Men Comics?
I think we should both just start reading the Chris Claremont stuff, like from the beginning.
Where's that at?
Uncanny X-Men, 1976.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's when they blew up, I guess, or is that a popular series?
Yeah, that's like 10 years into X-Men being a thing, I think.
Okay.
Maybe, and like it was a new writer and artist who took it over. It was the composition of the first team was Wolverine, Cyclops, Storm, Colossus, Nightcrawler.
Is this the initial?
Yeah, this was their first time. Like,
is Rogue in it?
I think Rogue. If Rogue is in it. Rogue is in it. Yeah, in the Claremont run. I just don't know when she comes.
Only reason why I watched the X-Men cartoon.
Really?
All right, they're all pretty cool.
They're all neat. I like Rogue. I like Rogue because a little known fact about Rogue is that she can't fly and has super strength normally. It's that she got in a fight with Miss Marvel one time, Carol Danvers, and she held on to her so long that she almost permanently absorbed her powers and psyche. So that's why she can fly and punch in the cartoon, because it's that era of Rogue where she was able to do all that stuff.
Does that mean that's going to run out soon eventually?
Yeah, it does eventually stop happening. And she has to deal with the fact that she's no longer just constantly super strong and can fly.
What about Morph?
Morph, I don't think he's in it. He might be in it. I don't know. The Morlocks are in it.
I don't care. I want Morph.
Well, we can't always get what we want.
I took a long break of not watching X-Men after that scene.
That's fair.
Where he dies in the first episode.
Dude, spoilers.
Morph. Morph.
It's funny because he dives to save Wolverine, and like Wolverine is a healing factor.
No, see, that was a Sentinel blast. It's a different feeling.
No, dude.
This one's for you, Morph.
This one. Morph wanted it. Morph much like Scott Free. After getting bullied by Mistovac.
Oh my god, please read.
Does Mistovac come back?
Who?
Does Mistovac come back?
No.
Oh.
You know who does come back?
The Lump?
You know who does come back?
Who?
Ted Brown.
You know exactly what I'm looking for. I cannot wait.
The son of the original Mr. Miracle makes an appearance.
I cannot wait to read this. So I think I'm gonna go read this.
So are we going to end the episode now then, so you can finally read that book?
Also, I'm a little hungry. So, thank you guys so much for stopping by on another episode of the Book Club from Planet Zero.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah, a little sound effect.
We should get like a soundboard, probably.
Oh, you think we can invest in one?
Maybe.
Yeah, please support us so we can invest in soundboards and
Patreon any day
a
now.
better mic.
Also, follow me on Instagram at Christian Rice Comedy.
Yes.
Follow Eric if you can find him. Best of luck. He's elusive.
Don't follow me, please.
If you can find him and you can send pictures into the studio, we will reward you with.
Don't do that.
You'll be invited
God
onto
damn
the
it,
cast.
I'm gonna see myself walking like Bigfoot across the
So it's gonna get a
7-Eleven.
cryptic shot of you.
It's all fuzzy, but you can tell it's me because
Would
of,
you-
my weird spaceship suit.
And go ahead and give us a rating. Like it with comment, share, rate, however you do
Send a
it.
smoke signal in the sky. We'll see it.
I can't guarantee that.
Okay, no, don't do that.
But
Don't play with fire. People.
We'll see you next time.
Yeah.
Bye.